In a dark New York apartment, the only light is the cold blue glow of a smartphone. Ava stares at the screen with tired eyes, mechanically answering messages while sipping coffee that went cold hours ago. She finally tries to set the phone down, but ping! Another notification breaks the silence. She closes her eyes and lets out a heavy, exhausted sigh. The sound of someone who has nothing left to give. The messages never stop. 10 p.m., a chime from her boss. "Ava, I need that report by sunrise. Only you can get it right." Without a word, she opens her laptop. Her dinner sits cold on the table, forgotten. Then come the friends. A notification lights up her screen. "Hey, can I borrow some money? I'm short this month." There is no, "How are you?" or "Are you okay?" Just a demand. When she hands over the cash the next day, they don't even look her in the eye. They just tuck the money away and keep talking about themselves, as if she were a silent shadow in their lives. Even her family acts the same way. Her brother calls with every minor crisis, expecting her to drop everything and drive across town. No one asks if she is tired. No one asks if she is overwhelmed. Ava spent years trying to be the person everyone could count on. She thought being always available made her valuable. But the truth was starting to hurt. When you always say yes, your yes loses its weight. It stops being a choice and starts being an obligation. People aren't grateful for her presence anymore. They are just used to it. Like the air they breathe, they only notice her when she is gone. But she is never gone. She is always there, slowly fading away. Ava left the city. The concrete turned to soil, and the neon lights faded into the golden hue of a setting sun. She drove until the air smelled of rain and pine, eventually reaching her grandfather's cottage at the edge of the woods. She needed silence. She needed to feel like a person again, not just a resource for others to use. She found her grandfather in the dim hallway. He was sitting on a simple stool, facing the massive oak door of his library. He looked as he always did, patient, his face etched with the kind of peace that only comes from knowing exactly who you are. "Grandpa," Ava called out, her voice echoing in the quiet house. "I'm here. I'm so tired." The old man didn't move to hug her. He didn't even look up. He simply gestured toward the shut door. "Ava, if you want to sit with me in the library, you must do something first. Knock on this door 3 times. Then you must stand perfectly still and wait for 1 minute before you enter." Ava froze. A wave of irritation washed over her. "Grandpa, what are you talking about? I'm standing right here. You can see me. I can see you. Why would I knock on a door that isn't even locked? Why would I wait a minute to enter a room when the person I want to see is sitting right there?" She felt her heart rate pick up, the familiar New York anxiety bubbling to the surface. "I've spent my whole week waiting on people, answering people, being there for everyone. I didn't come here to wait in a hallway." Her grandfather finally turned his head. His eyes were kind but firm. "The world has taught you that being fast is the same as being important," he said quietly. "But a door that is always open is not a door at all. It is just a hole in the wall. If you want what is inside this room to have value, you must first learn the art of the threshold." Ava looked at the door. The wind outside shook the trees, and for a moment, the only sound was her own breathing. She raised her hand, her fingers trembling, and prepared to knock. After the minute of silence passed, the old man slowly opened the oak door. He didn't say a word at first. He just invited Ava to sit by the window, where the last light of day was painting the sky in deep purples and oranges. "Ava," he began, his voice as soft as the evening breeze, "do you know why people travel for miles and wait for hours just to watch a sunset?" Ava shook her head, looking out at the horizon. "It is because it only lasts for a few minutes," he said. "If the sun stood still at high noon all day, every day, it would stop being beautiful. It would just be a blinding light that makes people hide their eyes and complain about the heat. Its beauty comes from the fact that it is not always there." He leaned back, his eyes reflecting the fading light. "This door you just knocked on, if I took it off the hinges and left the library open forever, it would stop being a door. It would just be a hole in the wall. The rain would come in, the dust would blow in, animals would wander through, people would walk in without thinking twice, and they would never value the books inside." Ava looked at the heavy wood of the door. She felt a lump forming in her throat. "You have been living like a hole in the wall, my dear," her grandfather continued. "You think that being always available makes you kind. You think it makes you valuable. But when you allow everyone to walk into your life at any time, they don't bring gratitude. They bring their mud and their disrespect. They treat you like a doormat because you haven't given them a reason to treat you like a sanctuary." He placed a gentle hand on hers. "A doormat is something people use to wipe their feet before they go somewhere better. But a sanctuary? People remove their shoes before they enter a sanctuary. They wait. They knock. They show respect. You are not a doormat, Ava. You are a sanctuary. But only you can decide when to close the door." Ava sat in the silence, letting the words sink in. For the first time in years, the noise in her head began to fade. Ava reached for her phone one last time. Instead of checking the missed calls, she simply turned it off. The silence that followed wasn't lonely, it was peaceful. She looked at the sturdy library door and finally understood that she didn't need to be everywhere at once to be someone who matters. From today's story, we learn that being constantly available is not a sign of kindness, but a lack of boundaries. If you never close your door, no one will ever value the beauty of being invited inside. Don't be afraid of the silence. Those who truly care about you will learn to knock. They will wait for you to be ready because they know your presence is a gift, not a right. Are you an open door for everyone else? Share your story in the comments below. Learn to close the door and protect the light within you. Stay valuable, and remember, your no protects your yes.